So good afternoon, and thank everyone for being here today. Today I announce the outcome of a long-term investigation pertaining to the flow of illegal drugs in the Duval County Jail. Operation Snow Globe has culminated in 17 arrests, including that of a former JSO correctional officer, the former correctional officer's sister, and a City of Jacksonville Public Works employee, and 14 jail inmates. Additionally, there are 7 outstanding arrest warrants for other individuals criminally involved in this conspiracy. This operation spanned 6 months and utilized the JSO Narcotics Unit and the Advanced Investigative Resources of JSO's Integrity Unit, a specialized unit with expertise in handling highly sensitive investigations into public officials and to police corruption. Yesterday morning, Monday, April 29th, 2024, former correctional officer Kobe Collette was arrested for the following: 1 count of unlawful compensation or reward for official behavior, a second-degree felony; 3 counts of criminal conspiracy, a third-degree felony; 1 count of money laundering, a third-degree felony; 1 count of introduction of contraband in a detention facility, which is also a third-degree felony. Collette was employed by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office for 2 years and 4 months. His date of hire was December 6, 2021. Yesterday morning, he resigned his position and he's no longer employed by JSO. Now that Collette has been criminally arrested, our partners at the State Attorney's Office are going to do their part with the prosecution. The following is a summation of the facts which support Collette's arrest. In October 2023, JSO's Integrity Unit received information from a confidential source that Collette was delivering various narcotic substances to inmates housed in the Duval County Jail. On October 23rd, we quickly stripped him of all of his authority as a correctional officer and removed him from the jail. This information received by detectives spurred a 6-month-long investigation, which included extensive witness interviews, review of video evidence, and detailed examination of financial records. This lengthy investigation culminated in Collette's arrest yesterday morning. Also arrested yesterday morning was Collette's sister, Elisha Hughes, as a co-defendant to her brother. Hughes acted in consort with Collette, also profiting off the distribution of illegal narcotics in the jail. Hughes was arrested for 3 counts of criminal conspiracy, a third-degree felony; 1 count of money laundering, a third-degree felony. And Operation Snow Globe uncovered that Collette was not the only individual responsible for the flow of illegal narcotics into the jail. During the 6-month investigation, a City of Jacksonville Public Works employee was arrested when this investigation uncovered his criminal activity. On January 2nd, 2024, Corey Copeland was arrested for selling drugs to inmates who were serving on work crews under his supervision. He was arrested for the following: 1 count of selling Schedule 1 or 2 synthetic narcotics, which is a second-degree felony; 1 count of giving or receiving any drug or controlled substance to an inmate of the county detention facility, a third-degree felony; and 1 count of selling marijuana, a third-degree felony. Additionally, 14 inmates were arrested for crimes revealed by this operation. These criminal charges include 1 count of trafficking in fentanyl, a first-degree felony; 14 counts of giving or receiving any drug or controlled substance to an inmate of a county detention facility, a third-degree felony; 13 counts of possession of a controlled substance, a third-degree felony; 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, a first-degree misdemeanor. And to be clear, we cannot affirmatively connect all these individuals' arrests to the illegal narcotics distribution spearheaded by Collette. It is, however, the confidential information provided to integrity detectives concerning Collette's illegal activities, coupled with proactive efforts by JSO Narcotics, which launched this investigation. In turn, Operation Snow Globe unearthed a great deal about illegal narcotics activity in the jail. This operation evidences the seriousness with which we investigate all narcotics distribution in the Duval County Jail. When I came into office in November of 2022, improving the administration of the jail quickly became a key priority for us and for me. Jails operate as a microcosm of our larger society. The same issues that plague our societies often find its way in our jails. The illegal abuse of narcotics is no exception to this reality. The agency takes very seriously its responsibility to provide for the care of those who are detained in the Duval County Jail. Illustrating this is the agency's decision last year to replace our jail healthcare provider to better care for our inmates, many of whom come to their detention with pre-existing complex medical needs. Colette's arrest is the 5th arrest of a JSO employee by this agency. While we are always deeply disappointed when a member of this agency violates the law, I commend Colette's arrest. There's nothing worse than an individual that takes a position of power, like we have, what we've been given by the public, and uses it for its own gain. Detectives have worked tirelessly for months in great secrecy, so this operation could reveal how illegal narcotics gets to our inmates in our jail. This operation also unveiled the illegal activity of a former correctional officer and a city employee, and I'm glad that their criminality has been unearthed. There's nothing that police despise more than officers who dirty the badge, who disparage the agency of such an honorable profession, a profession that I've spent most of my life doing. Colette will now be held accountable for his actions. And with this arrest, I hope the public recognizes both how seriously we take our responsibilities for the care of our inmates in our charge and how committed we are to fettering out those in this agency who do wrong. I hold officers of this agency to a high standard, to the very highest of standards, and that's the way it should be. As I've said many times before, no one's above the law. When our investigators have probable cause to arrest a JSO employee for a violation of the law, we'll effectuate that arrest without hesitation, without any sense of allegiance to anyone or to that employee. This operation has allowed our agency to conduct a complete evaluation and reconsideration of some of our security measures concerning the movement of all persons in and around our jail. We have changed security measures to help stop the flow of illegal drugs into our detention facility, all with an eye towards improving safety and security in our jail. So I'd like to commend our detectives who conducted this investigation for their integrity, thoroughness, and commitment. And before I take questions, I'd like to make another statement regarding the incidents that took place yesterday in Charlotte-Mecklenburg. So on behalf of the men and women of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and myself, I send my deepest condolences to the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department, the United States Marshal Service, and the North Carolina Department of Adult Corrections for the unimaginable loss that they suffered yesterday. And what will stand as a dark day in American law enforcement history, 4 law enforcement officers were murdered and 4 additional officers suffered gunshot wounds while simply trying to serve a lawful arrest warrant. The Jacksonville community and our nation grieves the tragic loss of and the injury to these heroes and dedicated public servants. As law enforcement officers, we know that each day we may have to barter our own lives in service to our community. But however, that knowledge does not pale the devastation suffered by the families and loved ones in the face of this tragedy. To the Charlotte community, our brothers and sisters in law enforcement, we mourn with you. We stand with you. And we will never forget the sacrifices made by these officers on April 29th, 2024. I'll take any questions that you all may have. She was not an inmate. She was out. She was charged, I believe, with money laundering and another charge. So she was benefiting also from the sale of those drugs.
Sheriff, I just have 2 questions. First, your overall first reaction to when you found out this was going on in the jail, and then your reaction to kind of seeing how large it expanded.
So of course my reaction, not really disappointment, but anger. I don't understand why someone would take an opportunity to do this inside of our jail, knowing the danger that's involved in it. But I really, really wanted to bring this to a swift conclusion. Unfortunately, I have to be patient, right? I wanted to take my time, let them take their time, and make sure we get it right as long as we removed him from there. I had a very strong feeling that it was going to spread, that the possibility of this being much larger was there. And I'm glad that we were able to bring it to a conclusion, at least this part of it. You know, we'll continue to watch and make sure this is not happening again. If it does, we'll do what we have to do to make sure we take care of the problem.
And then speaking on that spread a little bit too, so you said there was 14 arrested. I lost track of how many you said still had outstanding warrants, but do you think it's possible that these drugs were getting spread to almost everyone in the jail, anyone who wanted it, and that so they would be getting drugs and using those drugs in the jail too?
It's hard to tell. Jail's it's a big building. There's a lot of inmates in there. But I know that it was being spread out. I know that it was being spread out quite a bit. How vastly was it spread? I'm not quite sure.
And there's one more. Can you also just detail the specific
We'll get that for you later, because I really don't remember right off the top of my head right now.
How much money was involved in all of this?
Don't have those figures. And I probably wouldn't give that. That's part of the prosecution.
And if you're able to, would you be able to describe what kind of changes with the security measures in the jail you planned out?
I won't share that, because the security measures inside the jail are very important for us to keep confidential, so that we can be able to find these things out when these things happen. You know, it's very important for us to be able to look at that stuff and be able to look at things confidentially if need be. So we want to make sure we keep that between us.
Are you able to say, are there more investigations underway that are the same as this?
No, not currently. There are not. I can tell you this: if you want to come to JSO, and we welcome the best and the brightest. If you want to come to JSO and your intent is to come here and do something illegal, don't, because we are going to find out. We have the finest men and women, I believe, in the country that work here, and all it does is create more issues for our profession. It's no longer just countywide or citywide. It becomes nationally an issue because of the information, how the flow of information goes out. But if you want to come here because you want to be honest and you want to serve the people of this community. If you don't want to serve the people of this community, you want to serve yourself, go work someplace else. Go be an independent contractor somewhere else, but don't do it here.
Thanks, Sheriff.
Thank you.